It felt surprising. It felt spontaneous. Whatever script you might have had in your head for, okay, here's what he's going to do, he didn't do that. Musically, it felt very loose. He played big, epic Prince-style guitar solos. Turning the bad weather to his dramatic advantage, it was almost like a special effect. He could totally lean into that and make it seem like, sure, it's raining. Of course, I would have wanted it to rain. Like, I ordered that.
By the time we got to the end of the set, when he did do Purple Rain,
that was amazing.
That was one of those times where things just worked magically, and there's nothing you can do but just say thank you.
It was dumping rain. It was pretty epic.
I never meant to cause you any pain. I only wanted one time to see you laughing, babe. Only wanna see you laughing, yeah. In the purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain, purple rain. That's alright. Come on, y'all. Purple rain, purple rain. Oh yes. Don't it feel good? Only wanna see you. Can I play this guitar?
To me, it's about one guy in the middle of 100,000 people and 100 million people on television, and it's your moment to be Prince at the Super Bowl, and Mother Nature is dropping thousands and thousands of gallons of rain. I always thought how cool the guy is to rise up and just get stormed upon and just bring what he brought.
That is so true.
That was so special.
Y'all wanna sing tonight? Come on. I can hear. Come on. Everybody, let me hear you.
They showed the cameras pulling back up in the sky. All the fireworks just lighting everything up. So if you went to that Super Bowl and you actually have that ticket,
Oh, yeah.
I'd frame it.
Right. Well, it might be very soggy. I mean, I think the way they described that in there was perfectly. They said it was like a special effect, and the way Prince reacted, or should I say lack of reaction, you could tell that, number one, it didn't bother him at all, and number two, possibly even going further, that he was glad that was happening.
And they were saying that everything he did in that Super Bowl, performance, the majority of it was unscripted. Like, he was supposed to do this, and some other things, but he had another agenda, and he kind of, well, this feels better. I'm gonna go.
Oh, you got to do Purple Rain if it's going to be dumping on you like that. And it was like all these purple floodlights, and you could see the rain. As when you shine a light out into the rain.
Right.
You could see the raindrops coming in. It was dark. And with all the purple lights and all that kind of stuff, that was something else. But they're calling that the best halftime show of all time. And I would say, there have been some good ones.
Right.
Like when Michael Jackson did sometime in the mid-'80s, he was out there.
Janet Jackson's performance is pretty good.
Oh, with the wardrobe malfunction? That was a Justin Timberlake. Yeah.
This JT moment.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I cannot believe. That just shows you how screwed up society is when she ends up getting the brunt.
Yeah, it was her fault.
It was her fault. Justin Timberlake, if it's true
it was planned.
that it was not planned, which we know it was. We know it was. But I'm just saying, let's just go with their narrative that it wasn't planned. He sexually assaulted her.
Uh-oh.
and he ends up playing the victim like, oh my gosh, when I put my open hand over her breast and squeezed, and then a portion of her wardrobe malfunctioned, and I'm such a victim because the wardrobe malfunctioned.
It wasn't me; it was the wardrobe.
So anyway, that's Prince, and
so that tribute was for your sister, Melissa.
Okay,
so she's a huge Prince fan from back in the day.
She married an even bigger Prince fan,
and
not joking.
She has a dog forever. I don't know how old the thing is.
Yeah.
It looks pretty old. Its name is Prince.
Right.
The dog.
I got to tell you a really funny story. So her dog's name is Prince, right?
Right.
This actually happened exactly the way I'm going to describe it. So I'm out and about running some errands. And my wife called and said, and we're just talking. And then she goes, well, I got to let you go. I got to call your sister, Melissa, because Prince died. And I was just like, oh, really? That's sad. Okay, well, I'll let you go. Of course, we're talking about her dog.
Yeah.
Of course. That's all my wife said.
Your wife did not go that road.
She actually said, I got to call your sister because Prince died.
See, so your wife does that.
So I'm thinking, my wife is the queen of doing that stuff. So I'm thinking, so you got to call and console her. I didn't say this to my wife, but that's what I was thinking in my head.
Probably going to have to take the SPCA down in the
whatever.
clinic. And
like she came home from work and her dog's dead
on the ground. Right.
So now this is how stupid I am. You ready for this one? So I'm like, all right, I'll let you go. And I'm waiting for my car to get work done. So I'm in the waiting room. So I'm just passing time. I sit down and I open up Yahoo.
Of course. Doing show prep.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. So I open up Yahoo and, of course, plastered right front and center at the top, breaking news, Prince dies at 57. So this is me. This is typical Carrie here. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Prince died.
That's insane.
No, hold on. No, you're getting ahead of me. So I said that I swear, this is exactly what went through my mind. I got to call my wife back and let her know. I swear to you. So I start dialing, and I'm getting ready to tell my wife that Prince died, and I'm starting to slowly make the connection that it's a coincidence that my sister's dog Prince died the same day that the actual Prince died. I swear to you. So the phone's ringing, and then finally she answered. And I proceed to tell her the news that she doesn't know. I swear. So I'm like, I start to say the sentence, and as I'm saying it,
your brain.
No, I'm actually saying this to her. My brain starts to put two and two together, and I realize. Wait a minute. She already told me this. She told me that Prince died. So I said, wait a minute. Is Melissa's dog still alive? She said, probably. Oh my God, that actually happened. And now you know the insight, not only to my wife, but to me too. It took me that long to realize that my wife was not talking about my sister's dog.
Sometimes you just need that push.
The total lack of communication. That is the breakdown.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that actually happened.
Good times.
So I'm glad I got to tell that story on the air because I didn't think it was going to be relevant. But yes.
That's hysterical. I'm glad you told me, man.
I can't wait. Hopefully my sister is listening because she told you to play the tribute. And hopefully she heard that story because it's kind of just amazing. Just amazing that happened. And that my brain could not. It took like a whole 60 seconds to realize, oh, my wife was actually talking about.
Oh, man.
Wow. So anyway.
Rest in peace there, Prince.
All right. Moving on to some political news. What's going on with everything?
I don't know. Do you, okay, well, that's... Okay, folks.
We got a lot of stuff, but should we go right into the Trump and Cruz?
Jump, all right. Head first.
All right, so last episode, we had New York primaries coming up. And so we haven't reported since New York primaries happened. And, there was you should have seen the jockeying for position. The Cruz people were saying, if he doesn't get at least 91 delegates, this is a huge failure because we're expecting him to, get back. In fact, Cruz left New York because he was probably getting.
He left New York to go to Philadelphia, where he was going to watch the results as he was paying off delegates in.
Oh, absolutely.
In Pennsylvania,
right?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
and so he was there doling out money. For Pennsylvania.
He was doling out duffel bags.
Duffel bags for Pennsylvania.
You ever see those food drops where you got you got the guy in the back of the big covered truck,
right? And
they're throwing off boxes to all the hungry people,
right?
And they're all crowded around the back of the truck, and they're grabbing it as soon as they get and running off with it, like a food drop. This is Ted Cruz in the back of a truck full of duffel bags. Surrounding the back of the truck are potential delegates.
Wow.
So anyway, turns out the last report I got is that Trump will likely get 91 delegates. The initial thing was 89.
There's still New York Times is still posting 89 for Trump.
Were they at 89? Okay.
4 for Kasich. And 0 for Cruz.
Cruz got trounced.
Destroyed. Kasich beat up Cruz.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because New York is a very liberal state.
And the reason,
specifically the city.
Right. And the reason why Kasich even got 4 was because it was a town of 20 people.
Oh, no. That's 20 people. Okay, so let's go over these numbers real quick. Kasich won 1 precinct, which was... actually, it's called New York County, which is where Manhattan is. And let me give you a little numbers about Manhattan. Manhattan alone, that little tiny island, has 1.6 million people in it.
Also, it's not a 20-man town.
It's small geographically. Okay. It's a geographically small. I think it's 9 miles long, I think, maybe. It's 2 miles wide. It's very small. So, out of 1.6 million people in Manhattan, New York County, in the city of New York City, one of the 5 boroughs, out of 1.6 million, 10,500 voted for Kasich, and it was enough for him to win.
I'm still beside myself on that. I didn't even know they even knew how to spell Kasich, let alone knew who he was.
Well, they're not going to vote for Cruz.
Do they? I just tell you, Cruz got ran out of town.
Oh, he did. That's true.
Yes.
That's very. He did get run out of town. As soon as he got there and he realized that he was not going to get the hero's welcome that he's gotten in a couple other states, a couple other areas, specifically that area.
Utah.
Well, the whole that region surrounding Texas. They
that
like
too. Right.
Kansas, Oklahoma, all the way up to Utah. That whole area. They like him there. And they specifically hate New Yorkers. And we've talked about that on...
New York City!
Yeah, we even played the
the original commercial for Pace Picante.